Hello viewers, this is Just Fake Network TV, a place where you can get the latest information about Nigerian news and now the news in details. Ash and SARS, militants disown and Delta ministers. As stakeholders agitate to meet with Senator Omo Agege in Abuja. I don't want breach of peace in N Delta, says Senator Omo Agege. The federal government has reportedly started dialogue at Abuja with Niger Delta stakeholders and militants, who last week gave it a 21-day ultimatum to recommence hostilities if government refused to quickly address the demands by Ash and SARS protesters, an additional 11-point demand by the agitators. The talks were convened by the Deputy President of Senate, Senator Ovi Omagege, who is expected to convey the complaints of the stakeholders and militants to President Muhammadu Buhari and brief him on the outcome. However, there were intrigues after the meeting as the militants, at an emergency meeting in the creek, presided over by the leader and commanding officers of Reformed Niger Delta Avengers, RNDA, a coalition of 9 militant groups spread across the region, self-styled Major General John Mark Ezonebe, intended by all unit commanders, disowned all 7 ministers from the region. Senator Omagege, evidently oblivious of the rejections of the ministers by militants, said, "We are just coming out the challenges posed by the NSAS protest. It is my obligations as the Deputy Senate President and currently the highest political office holder from Niger Delta to ensure that there was no breach of peace in my area, especially as militants are threatened to resume hostilities. I see it as my obligations to plead with all stakeholders of the region to ensure that there is peace in the Niger Delta." Yes, a delegation led by Chief Okirika and Dr. Emo, leader of host communities of Nigeria, and other leaders reached out to me, and we had a meeting with several reports and demands they pleaded with me to pass on to government. And I told them that I will convey their positions, he said. He stated Deputy Senate President, who is the number 5 citizens in the country and also the political leader of Niger Delta, being the highest political office holder from the region, met with the delegations of stakeholders, including representatives of the dreaded RNDA militant group in Abuja. The delegations was headed by Chief Willington Okrika, a highest respected chief from Baramatu Kingdom, one-time chairman of Niger Delta of Delta State Oil Producing Development Commission, frontliner in the agitations for the development of the Niger Delta region and one of the leaders that fought hard for the establishment of 13% derivation hat in the former head of state, late General Sani Abacha Hera, up to the former President Chief Olusegun Obasanjo. Also among the delegations was the national chairman of the host communities of Nigeria, Dr. Prince Mike Emo, and Honorable Prince Jude Tabai, son of a retired Supreme Court judge in the country, who sacrificed his life to come down to the creek in the year 2016 in company of former Minister of Sport, Ba Solomon Dalong, with the former GGM security at the NNPC Tower, Sam Otobueze, which led to the pronouncement of the ceasefire agreement entered with the federal government, he said. According to RNDA leader, Deputy Senate President has kick-started the dialogue process on behalf of the federal government already. Therefore, the presidency should ignore caricature people, deceitfully organizing another planning stakeholders dialogue team that will be spearheaded by self-centered, selfish, inhuman and greedy ministers from the Niger Delta region. As words, the RNDA wants to ask the question, where was the so-called ministers from the region when Senator James Ovi Omagege, the Deputy Senate President, took out time to reach out to the leaders and the representatives of the dreaded RNDA and militant groups in the creek and engage them for a dialogue process in order to persuade them on the need to maintain and sustain the existence peace in the creek. The Deputy Senate President promised to convey our grievances and demands to President Muhammadu Buhari, who is ready to address the immediate demands laid down by the dreaded RNDA militant groups in the creek. And the Deputy Senate President assured the delegations that President Muhammadu Buhari is ready to address the underdevelopment challenges confronting the people of the region. Here he assured the delegations that he will make sure the demands of the RNDA will be looked into and will come up with speedy implementations for the purpose of peace and to enable them maintain and sustain the existing peace in the creek of the region. And therefore RNDA, with the coalitions of 9 militant groups in the creek, called on the federal government and the presidency not to enter into any dialogue organized by the so-called inhuman, wicked, greedy, self-centered and selfish ministers from the region, who want to use this medium to grab millions of dollars for themselves in their normal, usual method to make themselves popular before President Muhammadu Buhari and the presidency. The ministers were appointed by Mr. President to enable them reach out to their constituencies and address the plight of the people of the region, which is the primary assignment. But it is now obvious that these ministers are just there for themselves and their families with their cronies, and they continue to perambulate around without reaching out to the people of the region, and they have failed woefully in their primary assignment so far. RNDA warns that if the federal government and the presidency enter into any form of dialogue with these greedy, self-centered ministers from the region, we will go ahead to resume hostility and embark on bringing down the productions of crude oil to stand still in the creek. And meanwhile, RNDA states that the 21-day ultimatum given to the federal government is still counting until the dialogue team kick-started by the Deputy Senate President on behalf of the federal government and the presidency come with a speedy implementations of the demands submitted to the federal government by the RNDA. On this note, RNDA wishes to state categorically that the only dialogue team recognized by it is the dialogue kick-started by the Deputy Senate President, spearheaded High Chief Okrika, Hemo and others. RNDA warns seriously that if the dialogue team headed by Chief Okrika is found wanting, that is seizing this opportunity to acquire wealth and bid for contract for themselves from the federal government, we will come after them, and our children and families and their acquired wealth or properties will not be spared. To this end, RNDA urges the Deputy Senate President to use his highly exalted office as the number 5 citizens of the country and as the political leaders of the Niger Delta region to prevail on the federal government and the presidency to speedily implement the demands by the RNDA and come out with a blueprint that will better the fortune and lives of the people in the Niger Delta region to enable emancipated, neglected oil-producing community people from the region build trust and confidence on him and to write his name on gold as far as the development of the region is concerned, he added. We informed him of the challenges in Niger Delta. The demands are not new. It is not because of the NSAS crisis that the militant came up with the demands. They have been there in Niger Delta waiting for attention, he said. Chief Okirika said Deputy Senate President would convey the position of the stakeholders to President Buhari. Well, so viewers, what do you think about this? What is your own take? The reality is that how many times will their demands be met? And will Nigeria run bankrupt so as to satisfy the Niger Delta region? That's another question that we need to ask ourselves. And at the same time, why meeting Okrika now? They should meet the people directly and solve their problem. Have a meeting with the sole chief who will benefit from the struggle. Then they should sit at home and enjoy themselves. So viewers, what do you think about this? What is your own take? Your comment is highly appreciated, and kindly drop your comment in the comment section below. For those who subscribe, we want to say a very big thank you to you for subscribing. We say God bless you And if you're yet to do so, kindly press the subscription button below. And also please don't forget to press the notification button so that whenever we upload news, you will always be the first person to watch our latest news. Anytime, any day. God bless you. Stay safe. Bye.